You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You did. I took the IQ. I got 161, 169.
So obviously you're smarter than me. Or is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the Above Average Baseball Show with your host. That's me, the King Source. Today I went with the logo. Just decided I don't want to put a picture on it for this one. Let's talk about, on this President's Day, the rumblings around baseball. Well, before I do that, as that button is said and it's about to pop up again, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and watch them all the way through. Really just help my channel and all the other channels. That red button there. Just the way the YouTube metrics work. So, there's a deafening thing going around baseball right now. And that is Blake Snell and the Yankees noise. And there have been a lot of interesting things said. One of the most solid, by the way, one of the most solid is the Yankees offer still on the table. Mark Feinsand said that. He's not a Boras shill. He doesn't even like Boras. There have been several reports out that the Yankees are still extremely interested in Snell, that their offer's on the table, and the Yankees are waiting to see if he comes down on a long-term deal. As Brendan Cootie said, how would you pronounce his last name? It doesn't appear like a short-term deal, I should say, is really an option for the Yankees. They get a long-term deal and get the AAV down a little bit. It really helps out with the luxury tax. Think about it this way, as I said on Foul Territory earlier. You pay Snell $40 million a year. You're in essence paying him around $84 million with the taxes. However, if you can talk that AAV down to about $28 million, you've drastically lowered that. In essence, have that high AAV first year, and then next year when your salary drops drastically, you can concentrate just bringing Soto back. You're in such a good spot next year. It's not even funny. So it makes all the sense in the world for the Yankees to do the long-term deal and get the AV down. Now, I've done some digging today trying to figure out what exactly is the Yankees' offer. I haven't found out a lot, I'll be honest, but there is some belief it's still the 6-year offer, no opt-outs, full no trade clause, and the AAV, somewhere around $28 million, as I said. It's believed to be about $168 million a year, which is $28 million per. Those are good at math. So, keep an eye on that. I ultimately think this is the week where we see Blake Snell join the Yankees. Some Yankees players are pushing for it still. He's a great fit. You add Snell into that rotation. You've got Cole, Snell, Stroman, Rodon, Schmidt, and then Cortez is your long man. And yes, Cortez is the one that would end up as the long man. That's the Cortez only had one season to got over 100 innings pitched. You cannot trust him as a rotation arm. But that's your bullpen long man or spot starter. Makes all the sense in the world. It does. So, yes, I do think it happens. On Jordan Montgomery, I am told the Phillies are the closest to getting him as of right now. That they're pushing hard on a short-term deal, and there is belief they will get it done. Okay? I wouldn't talk against that if I were you. I just want to do it. So, yeah. That appears where he's going. The Phillies have been connected to him all along. Keep that in mind. With Boras, whoever's connected to him all along, that's the teams you pay attention to. You almost never see surprises. And I couldn't find one, actually, when I researched it. Now, with Matt Chapman, it's very interesting. The Giants are showing no attempts to talk to him. The Cubs are, but there's no traction really anywhere on him. No team is really pushing or even trying on him. So it's kind of a fun, interesting thing to watch his free agents just stall out. We'll see where he ends up, but he should get about $18 million per, about 3 to 4 years. On Cody Bellinger. We got some information today that the Cubs are monitoring his market and waiting out Boras to re-engage with him. What this tells me, Boras does not like the Cubs' offer. And he's trying to wake the Cubs up, and it's not working, and Boras is starting to panic. The information we're seeing today, just what's coming out, Scott Boras is starting to panic, realizing he's got to get these guys on teams so he can even have a spring training to get going. The last player taken into the season by Boras had an absolute flop of a year. And could get a contract next year to take a one-year proof deal the next year, too. Boras knows this. So with Cody Bellinger, I do expect him 100% to end up with the Cubs. It's the only option that makes sense, the only thing that makes sense. And, by the way, the Blue Jays have signed Daniel Vogelbach, further blocking any chance to even talk to him. So he has no other suitors unless the Yankees go, what the heck, and make him an offer, which I don't see happening. So it does appear he'll be with the Cubs. Another one to keep an eye on is JD Martinez. Has no traction anywhere, no team showing interest in him after the others all signed guys. What is going on with this guy? 271 average, 33 homers, 103 RBIs last year, 3,100 DH. 18 teams don't have DHs. Why is this guy still sitting in free agency? What is he demanding, making teams just step back and say, no, we're not going to talk to him? It boggles the mind, makes no sense at all. They still have Hyun-Jin Ryu and Michael Lorenzen sitting in free agency, among others, including Tim Anderson. There's still some really good guys who say the Oakland A's signed all these guys, and they do have the money to do it, and they space on the luxury tax. They would feel a competitive team. They'd probably finish second in the AL West behind the Rangers. My goodness. I know I'm not biting the Cheestros crap or hype, whatever you want to call it. So this is, yeah, the bizarre offseason continues. It just continues, and nobody makes sense of it, and it makes no sense at all. Now, if we're talking fit, the Cubs and Wrigley Field make perfect sense for Matt Chapman. So do the White Sox, and they both made contact with him, but the Cubs are the ones that actually talked to him. With Cody Bellinger, the Cubs are the perfect fit for him. That ballpark plays perfectly to his strengths, and it kind of hides his weaknesses a little bit. For Blake Snell, yes, Yankee Stadium is the best fit for him. Okay, left field's pretty deep, one of the deepest in the game. Left center field, Yankee Stadium is called Death Valley for a reason. So perfect fit there. Philly is not exactly a perfect fit for Jordan Montgomery, but he is a similar style pitcher to Cliff Lee, who thrived there in the same park. So kind of keep that in mind. So when I think about this offseason, I kind of get infuriated. Because if you're the Boras 5, and I include JD Martinez in that, how have you not fired him or just taken things into your own hands, called the team up and worked out your own deal? No, the A-Rod thing. Or A-Rod wanted to be a Yankee, so he finally fired Boras, went to Cashman and Hal himself and worked the deal out himself. And it got done very quickly after that. I think it's what we're seeing with Blake Snell, by the way. How have they not done that? It makes no sense at all. My goodness. So, here is a feel for what I have for the MLB standings. They at least have the Yankees at 95 wins right now, based off the simulations I did. The O's at 88, the Blue Jays at 85, then both the Rays and Red Sox right around 70 to 75. I have the Rays falling off a cliff this year. It has to happen at some point. This year makes a lot of sense with no Wander Franco, no Manuel Margot, no Luke Raley, no Tyler Glasnow, no McClanahan, no Zimmerman, not Jordan Zimmerman, the other one, Ryan Zimmerman, whatever his name was. So this one makes sense for them just to start out way below 500 and just struggle all year. This one's more set up than any season we've seen in recent memory. So keep an eye on this. Yeah, Randy Rosarena will be back, but he is furious at the Rays, by the way, which will hurt his play. Because he hated the trade rumors around him. He wanted to either be traded or told he's not going to be, and it never happened. So, yeah, I do have the Rays flopping down there. I still think the Rays finished 4th and the Red Sox 5th. The Red Sox are not even an 80-win team, neither are the Rays. So I'll say the Rays at about 76 wins and the Red Sox about 72, 73. In the AL Central, a little bit of a shift here. I have the Twins at 91 wins, the Royals at 88, and the Royals feasting on the AL Central, the new roster they built. Then a little bit of a gap down to the White Sox, about 80 wins. Then the Guardians right about the 80 wins, and then the Tigers. I don't know where to put them. This is one division where all 5 teams could finish above 500, if not barely. I don't know where to put the Tigers, because they project again as a 70 to 75 win team, but they've added pieces that project them around 80, if they all play up to their abilities. So I put the Tigers at 78 wins. In the AL West, I have the Rangers 98 wins. Right now, the Mariners second, around 88 wins. Third, this is where it gets hard. Try to pick the third team out west. Because Oakland, I just don't think they're going to have to compete at all. Like, they'll be like a 65-win team. Same with the Angels. I do not see the Angels competing at all. They're about a 70, 75-win team. So I'll put the Cheestros third, about 80, 81 wins. The Angels and Athletics down there below. Way down below. NL East, I have the Phillies winning it this year, actually. I think the Phillies they're hungry and they'll get up above 90 wins. I'll put them at 93 wins. Okay, and the Braves kind of falling back a bit, if finishing about 91, 92 wins, just behind the Phillies. This is year the Braves won, as far as division titles, falls off a cliff. You also remember the Braves got some aging players there now, and they're dealing with some injuries as well. They'll be back in the playoffs. That's wild card team, probably their first wild card team. Third, it's where it gets a little hard, but I'm going to go with the Mets at 82 wins, and then the Marlins at 80 wins. I cannot see both of them pushing over the hump. And you have the Nationals down there. Who knows what they're doing? I think they'll crack 70 wins this time, but we're probably talking 70, 72, maybe 73 wins, somewhere in there. In the AL Central, I actually have the Cubs winning with 89 wins. The Brewers coming in second at 83 wins, down with the Reds at 83 wins. I can see the Reds maybe pushing it up to 85 wins, but I just don't see that team is quite good enough to really compete for the division. Then I have the Pirates as well in that group, the three teams behind the Cubs. The Pirates and other teams, I just don't think they're quite ready to have them right at 80 wins. Then the Cardinals back at 75 wins. Cardinals have not done near enough to compete. Sonny Gray will get him a few wins, but not much. He will barely replace Adam Wainwright, just retired this past offseason. And then they are, and the two other veterans are not that good. So I see the Cardinals as 75 to 78 win max. Absolute max. Everything goes perfect, like the 78 win area. So I'll put them about 75 wins. And the West have the Dodgers finishing first, 102 wins. They're just that good. If everything clicks and then they get these guys back healthy, as we know, are coming back. They have Kershaw back as well now. Second, I have the Padres, actually. A little bit of a surprise. I respect the D-backs, and I have the Padres. I think the Padres jump up above 80 wins, get to about 85. The D-backs about 83, 84. And then a bit of a drop. Down to the Rockies at 78, and then the San Francisco Giants are not even a 75-win team. They're another bad team. So there's kind of my standings outlooks. If I was going to predict the awards, start with the AL, I'd have Judge MVP, Cole Cy Young, Jason Dominguez Rookie of the Year. Manager of the Year, I don't know. I just don't know, because even if the Yankees do make a big run with signing Snell and getting Soto, Boone will not get the votes. So I'm actually going with the Royals manager. Can't remember his name, but we'll go with him. And I have Bryce Harper winning the MVP. The Cy Young to Justin Steele, Rookie of the Year to Pete Crow Armstrong. And Manager of the Year, I'll go with Craig Counsell. I'll throw him out there. So that's kind of my word outlook. So yeah, I get a lot of complaints about what I do with my business, everything, when I put more videos up. Why I do what I do. I do it very carefully and very calculated. I'm not just going to throw a video up. I try to throw things up I know will get views. Because you throw a video up and you only get like 5, 10 views, it does you no good at all. If you can get above 50 or 100, then you hit the metrics on YouTube, and then you can actually get more and actually climb up. Try to be getting thousands of views on some videos. This one I expect over 100. So I just do it for fun, and I push along. I will add this in. Due to circumstances, I have quit officiating now. I just can't do it. Back pain from car wrecks should have killed me and other stuff. I'm not going to subject myself to the straight up torture I've been getting. I'll put it that way. When I would throw my flag, and all the white hat would do is question if there was actually a penalty there, not just ask, what do you have? Which they're supposed to ask. They say I got a penalty on 22 white. He had the face mask, or whatever it is. I've had that happen with the basketball court too. I make a call, instantly the crew chief comes over and overrules me. You can't be doing that. And that's mild compared to the crap that's gone on there. And let me tell you, this straight up criminal goes on in officiating in the officiating circles. Now, there are officials that claim because they're varsity or on the board that you can't turn them in. That they're above everything. And yeah, it is what it is. So I quit. I'm not going to subject myself to that anymore. I don't advise everybody against it. My kids will not play high school sports due to it. Once I have them, they get old enough. Just because it's too corrupt. I've seen the corruption in the officiating associations. So be patient. Be patient, guys. This week is the week a lot of sources are saying the Boras 4 and 5, include JD Martinez, will start to move. Keep an eye on it. I think the first one now, and I flipped it. I was thinking Montgomery. Now I'm thinking Snell and the Yankees is the first one of the 4. Then Montgomery will shortly follow to the Phillies. I think the Cubs land the other 2 with Chapman and Bellinger. And then JD Martinez may even have to settle with the Athletics or Royals. A team like that just to get on the team. I could potentially see the White Sox as well. So I hope I clarified things for you. I hope this helped. I really do hope you have a great day. And remember, Yes, the King's horse loves you.
What's your IQ? You seem like a very, very intelligent man.
You do, Mr. IQ, I got 161, 169.
So obviously you're smarter than me. What does that mean? Or is that right?
Albert Einstein's IQ was 164.